All right, man. We got to start doing this maybe a daily, maybe twice a day podcast.
Twice, 2 to 3 times a day.
I think that's good. That's good. That's the only way we can successfully cover
There's
what has
so
gone on
much.
since the last time we did
I
this.
mean,
It's only been a week.
like I'm processing it now. Like we didn't do it for people watching. We didn't do a pre-talk. We didn't text about what we were
No.
going to talk about, and now we're in real time trying to digest. Like last time we talked, we were just talking about the W's. It was like the
wait,
election W's.
wait,
That
wait,
was
wait,
it.
wait, wait, wait. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Last time we talked, it was so easy and clear. Okay, the Democrats had won everywhere around the country, and it was just let's bask in this,
Yeah,
and that's what we could have done. Democrats could have done that. Actually, we could have totally just basked in that and like ridden that. We could have. This week we should be analyzing how we won. That's what we should be
yeah. We,
doing,
we,
right?
we yeah we should be doing a demographic breakdown and all this.
Yeah,
Look at it, we're getting more. Well, we got more reports or data, but then
yeah.
since then,
Mikey Sherrill, Abigail Spanberger should be doing the rounds, right?
yeah.
There should be a Abigail Spanberger, Zoran Mamdani, Mikey Sherrill like panel. There should be all kinds of cool things, but no.
No, but no, what happened was since we last talked, the shutdown capitulation. That's just, and that's what a couple days ago would have thought that's what we'd be talking about.
Yeah, that's not
And
even
then,
it. That's not
that's
even
not
it.
even it. And since then, Jesus Christ, Epstein just a water hose of Epstein stuff. And then even
Yeah.
on top of that, the fractures, the MAGA fractures that are
Yeah.
happening right now
Even
as a
more. Even more.
result. And there's this Cash Patel story too that I
Oh,
want to
Cash
touch on
Patel
that
on
I
the
haven't
date.
told you about.
Is this the
No,
date?
oh, you're talking about the one where? Yeah, they're talking about the way he
Wait.
went to see his country singer sing at a wrestling tournament and spending taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, and he brought his girlfriend and
Yeah,
took the jet.
you're taking the jet, spending millions of dollars, and MAGA is turning on it. It's just great. It's just great.
Is the funny thing. So I feel like some of this. I want to say that I mean, just in this time frame, I feel like some of the issue is it starts with the Democrats fucking up the right because I feel like so much of the things that come out afterwards are people trying to take the narrative back or wipe away the shitty news
Mhm.
that's where you get these leaks because the Dems have had the Epstein emails for forever.
Yeah, and honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, it probably was the best timing
It
because
was
because now
because the shutdown was horrible. The shutdown ending was horrible. Let's start with that.
we can start with that. Then we can talk about the
Yes,
Epstein stuff, and then we
let's
can
do
get into
that.
the fractures.
And then we can end in the really important Cash Patel story. Okay.
That's just for
So,
that's for just for the shits and giggles at the end. The Cash
yeah,
Patel one.
that guy. So first, just to remind everybody, we won bigly everywhere. We fucking whooped their asses everywhere in places that we expected and places that we didn't expect. We surprised ourselves. Okay. And so, what we deserve, and hopefully what still happens after this is around the corner of the year, is a thorough examination of how we won in the places that were deep red with candidates that no one supported in these red states and these swing districts and also the new voters that came out in the blue states and blue cities. Like we
Uh-huh.
deserve that. We need it so we can figure out how to win next year. That's one thing. One way you don't win and the one way you don't continue to win is to change the narrative mid-flight to something that basically broke a bunch of promises. And I will say high level, the shutdown ending, no matter what your opinion is of whether it should have ended or not, did it have to happen when it did? Did it have to happen in the way that it did? Right, with the people at the helm, both the people who voted for it and the people who messaged why it's ending. And did we have to pretend that all these people who voted against it actually were against it? Because we saw through that shit. And now again, Chuck Schumer looks like one of the biggest frauds on the left. That's my question, Ahmed.
Well, I think it didn't have to end when it did. I think, personally, going from coming off of that week, it was very clear Democrats had the momentum. It looked to me that the courts were on the precipice of definitively forcing Trump to fund SNAP, so that
Mm-hmm.
that would have been staved off. I think if like for example the Supreme Court had just ruled SNAP couldn't be funded, then
Oh,
I'd
I
say
forgot about that. Yeah.
I would have said, you know what, maybe you end the shutdown now because we're not going to let people starve. But
Yeah.
I think the courts were about to force Trump to do that. So I think the timing could have held off longer. I think
Mm-hmm.
you're coming off of these wins in which Democrats were being rewarded for their fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of it was affordability, but I think part of it was the Dem base not being, feeling weak. I think everyone's feeling strong because they were fighting.
Yeah.
I think they were coming off of a week where they could have kept the leverage going. Even Trump blamed the shutdown for the
He did.
losses, right? So
He
he
said it was our
knew,
fault.
yeah,
Kill the filibuster.
he knew it was Republicans' fault. And honestly, they probably should have just let him kill the filibuster, because the thing is, though, on the filibuster itself, I think the Republicans want to keep it because it keeps them from having to actually go and implement Trump's unpopular agenda.
Oh,
I think they
interesting.
because
That's an interesting take.
they would not be able. It literally is preventing them. It's holding back their extremism. So I think that's why Thune doesn't want to. That's
Interesting.
one of
And
the
and
reasons
then
why.
there were some rumors that some of the moderate Dems also were like, "Ugh, I don't
Oh
want to
wait, no,
kill
yeah,
the
moderate
filibuster."
Dems, 100%. One of
Yeah.
the things motivating him was the filibuster, and also I take people like Tim Kaine at his word that he was personally losing sleep over people struggling and like
I
going into the
yeah.
Capitol and seeing federal workers. Like I get all that, but I
Tim
do
Kaine is
think
a good dude.
Tim
That
Kaine is a good
guy,
dude. So,
he's a good
so
dude.
like
He's like what's his name in Maryland? The guy who went to Abrego. Who's
Yeah,
that senator?
Van Hollen,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
they really do, like Democrats do have a moral compass there.
Hmm.
So I do believe that. I do believe it. I believe the reasoning, but I do think you could have held off at least 2 more weeks, right? So
Hmm.
I was disappointed. I'm not as like I wasn't as like angered. I'd say like I was frustrated,
Mm,
but I always zoom out. You know me. I'm always like,
yeah.
what is the impact really going to have? What is the average normal person like on the street who's not
Yeah.
like an
Wait, hold on, hold
operator?
on. I was okay. I just want to, for the record, Chuck Schumer.
Oh no, Charles is pissed. Charles is angry. No,
as
I
soon
was
as the,
mad.
as soon as the world was like fuck Chuck Schumer, I was like, I remember,
You're like, oh
remember.
wait, there's a reason to pop up and show Chuck that he got to
we
step
we
down.
pull the old clip, play A4, play.
No, I mean I think like I was mad, but at the same time like
Yeah,
just recognizing that it was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have
yeah,
to end it was gonna have
yeah.
to end eventually. I do think they fucked up, and I was disappointed by the tactic. Overall, big
Hmm.
picture, I do think that it's not like it's gonna have more of an impact on the internal Democratic leadership fight, and I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
healthy. I think it's
Hmm.
gonna make people really push harder to get Schumer out and some of these other leaders
They're
that need to
doing it. I
be
was
moved
actually kind
along.
of shocked that they were calling for him to step aside.
Rokana immediately did it, and so I
Hmm.
think there's gonna be some healthy stuff there. And
I
then bigger
think, did Mark
picture,
Kelly? I think nobody in the Senate yet, huh?
no one
Are
in the
they
Senate
hinting
yet.
at it? They're like
Well,
hinting at something.
because all the people in the Senate understand the machinations, and it was kind of like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where they knew that they knew Republicans. What it comes down to for people who are watching who are pissed is that
Hmm.
Republicans have the endless capacity for cruelty and pain they would cause, and those
Hmm.
senators knew that Republicans were not on the verge of, but they were actively in court trying to starve 40 million people, and they knew Republicans were just
Yeah,
going to
because
give it and let it happen.
they could
They
have done the snap. They could have
yeah,
paid
they were
snap.
in court
They
fighting.
they chose not to. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So they were
Yeah.
like, we would rather starve 40 million people than renew these Obamacare subsidies. And I think
Yeah.
senators were just like, they're not going to give. And but I think the
Hmm.
deal itself was trash. And I think
So bad.
they could have negotiated that way better.
Hmm.
But
And then
overall,
to
big
pretend that
picture,
they got something
yeah,
after that, it just, that's the part. So that so
yeah.
that, yeah, so I think you're right on those points, and I agree. I was probably less pissed than I was the last time I was pissed at Chuck.
Last time they didn't
Um,
even try, right? This time they
yeah,
pushed
this
an
time
argument forward.
yeah. The part that got me, and this is the thing, my biggest critique on establishment leadership is,
Yeah.
they not only are they on the wrong working out of the wrong strategy book. Okay, they're working out of the wrong strategy book. Not only are they doing that because it's old, okay, but they're also not even implementing like classic political strategy the right way.
Yeah.
Because if what they're doing is political opportunism, they really haven't done that well. They didn't do it well on Mamdani because they should have just seized that free. That was a free
Hmm.
win. They could have attached their name to that and got the dub attached to them and be seen as next generation kingmakers and all that other shit. They could have paraded around with his ass. And they could have been like, yo, they have their finger on the pulse. They know how to speak to young people. They know what young people want. But this one is like, you think that we don't know that this was a deal that you all made? And then Schumer gets on and does this speech where he's like, and this I'm against it. No, you're not. You're not against it. You're, you're not
Yeah,
against it, dude. And we know this. We know it. And then the deal is a bad deal. Okay, it's a bad deal. Don't pretend it's a good deal. Don't
yeah.
try to
What's
convince
worse?
us that they're selling shit to us. It's
I mean,
crazy.
I think he actually was against it. I think
You think he was?
I think what it actually I think it's worse than what people even think. I think it was from what I can ascertain. I think Durbin and Shaheen were kind of the ringleaders behind the scenes who wanted
Okay.
to capitulate way sooner. And Schumer
Okay.
actually was
Okay.
like, "Guys, at least hold off till after the election." Like
Till after
like
election.
he
Okay.
he he extended it. He extended it longer than it would have
Mm.
gone. But
Hmm.
still, nonetheless, he knew it was happening. So it's like, and he wasn't strong enough to like keep the caucus together. And
Right.
but I do think like some of the like I think he allowed it to happen. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if he knew the deal was gonna happen, he could have done more to stop it. I think he allowed it
Hmm.
to happen. I think the fact that it was only retirees and people who aren't up to like 28 or 30 in
Yeah.
reelection, I think that was clearly orchestrated. The way it
Yeah.
was moved. And that's old school stuff that they think we
It
can't see
is.
through. That stuff we
Yeah.
all everyone immediately were on Twitter were like, we know what you're doing. Like people were literally able to guess. People were like guessing who would be the ones to
Yeah.
capitulate, and they guessed
Yeah.
pretty much right based off of who was up for reelection. So all those,
Yeah.
and again, we don't. It's just we don't want any of that old school like
No, we don't.
movement, and it's
No,
just
we don't, man.
and the thing is, I would have preferred if Schumer went out there and just owned it. If he was like, you know
Yeah,
what,
exactly.
this is what the caucus these 8 Democrats went for because we pushed as long as we could. Democrats, I would have preferred the honesty
Yes.
as opposed to you letting this movement do what they organized and then positioning yourself to try to
Yeah.
basically you be a no to protect your leadership position.
Yeah, because
And
we
it,
because we know because we're okay with it. We're okay. If you were like, hey guys, we tried to fight as long as we could. I know I said that it would be for healthcare thing and that we'd draw the line on it, but I'm looking outside my window and I'm seeing people suffer and I'm talking to my people and I'm sorry I can't do it. People wouldn't be like, shame on you. They'd be like, we get it, dude. We understand. We're some of those people. Yeah, we're hurting. Yeah, help us out.
yeah, and
He
and
would have gotten us cosign from the
at
American
least be
people.
honest. Just be honest, and that would have been. I mean, he probably Porter would still got frustration and still would have gotten, but at least he
A
would have
little,
gotten.
but
At
less.
least I would
Yeah.
have heard. You know, like Tim K. Like I think the worst messenger was Angus King, who went on TV and was like,
It's so bad,
"Standing up to
man.
Trump didn't work." It's like, oh, what?
Said it didn't work after we just won the election
And it
by a
worked. No, it's like
landslide.
it
Like it
definitely worked.
empirical evidence, it worked.
Yeah,
And he said
and
it didn't work. I was also like, who is this guy? I was like, and I know Angus King
yeah,
is,
but it's
but
like
like
you're an
America
independent
doesn't
too,
know who he is. There's a
and you're an
reason why he's
independent. Why are you out here speaking for
yeah.
the party?
There's a reason why he's never like he's not a known name is because he shouldn't be talking. He actually shouldn't be on the
Yeah,
microphone. We've decided this before. Why is he talking now?
yeah.
Okay, so the shutdown. Okay, so we stopped the shutdown.
Oh, and bigger picture, just
Screw
on
that up.
that,
Oh yeah,
on
go ahead.
that, just like I think my overall takeaway is that it's not going to have a broad political ramification for Democrats. I think internally they fight. I think
Hmm.
2026 still about affordability, and I think Republicans, if they really do just not renew the subsidies at this scheduled vote in December, they're fucked.
Well, okay, so yeah, I think I agree. Like pull back macro. I think I agree on the like on because we won some ground, a lot of ground during the shutdown. Okay, because of the shutdown, we won a lot of ground. So kudos to all the moderates who held their breath, and I guess Chuck kept them together for that period of time. I think that he's been damaged beyond repair.
Yes,
There's no
definitely.
there's no win here. Like either you're a liar or you're stupid, and people there's enough negatives under your name that people are kind of like, hey, we need somebody new. Even if you think if you're on the Chuck Schumer side, we need somebody new. That argument has a lot of salience right now. Um, and the Republicans are still the Republicans. They're still who they are. They're still doing terrible shit.
Yeah,
And the move the Democrats made to just to pull away from the shutdown debacle was perfect. They had been sitting on these emails for forever. It coincides with the swearing in of Adelita Grijalva,
Hmm.
who brought two survivors with her to the swearing in, and
No,
then
I'm saying
delivered that like banger speech about this, and then like embarrassed Mike Johnson, right in front. They were like, "Why haven't you?" And she was like, "That's not a question for me. You gotta ask this idiot right here."
and then he just kind of stumbled over himself. Was like, oh, I love her father. I love her father. Like,
Which
you
is
know.
also like, why don't you just stand on your ground, bro? Like you didn't
No,
want her.
he
Like
wants to be a nice
he,
guy. Again, these people aren't built for this. They're
they
not built.
aren't. They
They're
really aren't. He should have been like, she's the enemy still, and I had to swear her
these
in.
people
Go
desperately
MAGA.
want to get back to like they
They do.
desperately want to go back to the like we all kumbaya that
90s
internally.
politics.
But yeah, as you're saying,
So the Epstein emails come out, and oh my goodness, I when I heard about these, I was like, whatever, no big deal. And then I'm reading them, I'm like, yo,
Democrats.
Epstein's
I
like,
just
Epstein's like, I know a lot of bad people.
no dog. Like,
Donald Trump is one of the worst. Do you do you realize what he's saying? Do you know how much shit Epstein has seen, witnessed live?
Epstein
And to say
was
that Donald Trump is the worst? What? Like my
Epstein.
like we knew he's bad, but like how much he must be? Is he like eating people? What is he doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, what? Like, this is a pedophile. This is someone sending a
He's
sex
already that. Like we already
trafficking
know that. Yeah.
and he's sitting there saying Donald's the word. Like, it's something else. But also
I
like
don't even.
yeah, it's welcome to the resistance Epstein. But it's just definitely not. We hate Epstein. But I will say like these emails are crazy. Like, and also just quickly on the Democrats,
Yeah.
they very intelligently the way they handled this. Like
Yes.
the three emails they released basically told the whole story because there was twenty
Yep.
thousand documents, and basically the way that that pieces together of that 2011 email where he's talking to Ghislaine Maxwell saying, "Oh, I've been." This is after he had pleaded guilty. This is 2008. This is
Mm-hmm.
in between. This is before the future investigation that took him down, 2018. And he's just out of nowhere while Trump's like walking around the country talking about birtherism. There's no reason for him to lie to Ghislaine in this private email.
No.
Says, "Oh, Donald's the dog that hasn't barked. He spent hours at my house with this victim, unnamed victim, and he hasn't been mentioned once." Then he says like police chief, and he like names people, and then Ghislaine's like, "I've been thinking about that a lot." And then this contradicts her testimony. This contradicts her
Yeah.
testimony to
It's
Todd
cra-
Blanche.
it's they could have released all of the emails or a bunch of them. They decided to choose these ones that, like you're saying, undermine these specific claims that he's making, call out these specific things about bring in other people.
Mm-hmm.
Bannon, oh my God,
Yeah,
Bannon,
yeah.
right? And other folks. Who's the one who's like Mike Bill Gates adjacent? I forget Lena. I know I forget what her name is.
There's like Larry Summers. It's like other people in there. But the
Yeah,
thing is, like on that note, just to tie this email to the other one,
yeah,
where he's talking about basically a dog who hasn't barked. You have that, and then this other email, later on, where he says Trump, of course, knew about the girls, right?
yeah.
So now
That's right.
now you're basically saying, oh, so Trump had information that he didn't bark about,
Yeah.
and then he's other emails talking about how basically he could take down Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2018 you have Michael Wolff colluding with him. Fuck Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff
Yeah.
colluding
Oh, that guy, man.
colluding with Epstein, trying to give him PR advice on how to blackmail Trump. So basically, all that together is that Epstein's basically saying Trump knew what was
Yeah.
going on, and we
Yeah.
know Virginia Giuffre was recruited from Mar-a-Lago in the year 2000.
That's the one that he said that the Epstein stole from him,
and
right?
and
That's
and,
the what he
and
said
Trump
that, right?
kept saying. Remember, we talked about this at the
Yeah, we
time,
did. Yep.
about how Trump was saying girls plural.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Mm-hmm.
saying he stole multiple
Yep. Yep.
people
Yeah.
from Mar-a-Lago, which means all this coming together. It sounds like Jeffrey Epstein may have been potentially, allegedly, according to these emails, all of the disclaimers we need to put beforehand, trafficking women straight from Mar-a-Lago, and Donald Trump knew about it. At the very
Yeah, he was
least.
a part of it. He knew about it, but definitely he was a part of it. I think that this is huge. and I don't know how much. I know it hits the media folks hard. I know that the political folks this hits hard. Um, Probably older people. I don't know, like young people, if they think these emails are fake or whatever, but I think it moves enough people, and there's not a lot of denial. Like what this is interesting. You're not seeing a bunch of denial on the right, where there's not a bunch of people saying these are they're not pushing back. They're not saying these are fake. They're not trying to defend this shit. This the other thing that is really interesting about these, and this is I I was thinking about what this said, what this showed about Epstein's relationship with Trump.
Yeah,
And Trump was saying this dude is my best friend. Like Trump is like, this is like one of my best buds, right?
yeah.
Can you imagine Trump reading this? Like I think Trump didn't know this stuff. I think he's reading this and he's like, motherfucker, you don't
Trump's
I
reading these
thought we were
emails for the first.
friends,
Yeah, exactly. Trump's
right?
reading these emails. Yeah,
And you're
exactly. And
telling all these people to how to blackmail me, and you're saying I'm the worst dude ever, and you're
yeah,
plotting against me. Like I bet this is even within the people who are like I bet like does Trump now think that he's gonna how is he gonna treat Ghislaine? Like is he like still like we're cool? Like we're gonna
I think he might still try to keep her quiet because the thing is, another part of that, the fact that like Epstein's talking about potentially how to blackmail Trump or how you could take him down before he goes to prison. For the conspiracy, the actual conspiracy theorists,
hmm
there has been no more fuel to the Epstein didn't kill himself train than like
mm.
Jeffrey Epstein while Trump's in office talking about how he could take him down and has all this information on him. He gets arrested and then dies under Trump's DOJ. Like I'm not saying any of that is like
Right, right,
connected,
right.
but the conspiracy theorists are gonna have a field day. And again, it's like the way he's behaving right now. One of the things that is making his suspicion rise so much is the fact that he's trying so hard to keep it quiet.
Right, right,
He had
right.
a bro. He had a situation room. You know about the situation room meeting, right? I
Recently?
get to be the one to break the news to you.
Tell me, man,
He
help me out.
the Lauren Boebert meeting.
I've been winning elections. Sorry, I just haven't had time.
Trump. I'm pretty sure Lauren Boebert was in the. I think I'm pretty sure it was her in the situation room with him. I know Pam Bundy, Todd Blanche, and Kash Patel. They literally DOJ, all the DOJ top rank and file were in the situation room having a meeting about the Epstein files and basically how to like they brought that to the situation room.
When was this? Like
Wednesday,
after the
the
oh,
the, the, the morning of the discharge
Lauren
petition.
Boebert was in there?
Yes.
They're trying to get her to not sign on to
No,
the
yeah,
petition.
well, she already did, but this was an effort to try to get these people to stop signing the
Yeah,
discharge petition. And if you need to bring that to the situation room where you can't really
that's
record
crazy.
stuff and like that just shows how desperate they are. So my point is
This is like
overall,
a tier one
this is
emergency for
panic. This
them.
is panic for them. So I don't know, man. Like if what we saw in these emails
Do you
came
think
from the
it's the
estate,
beginning of the end? Do you what's his name? Who wrote that? Was it Chris Murphy who wrote that or somebody
Patrick,
else tweeted this is the beginning of the end?
I think it could be, man, because the way he's behaving, knowing him, like he only gets this frantic when he has something to hide, and the fact that like the emails, if the emails were the worst part, first off, that's from the estate, and he's claiming DOJ's claiming they didn't have that before, so this is
Hmm.
apparently new information according to them. I believe them. I think they've seen what's in the emails, but if this is what's in the emails and they're still freaking out, that means there's something
hmm
worse in the files,
Damn.
and I can't imagine what could be in there because
Yeah, we don't.
he seems
we
to think
can't.
it could.
We don't want
He
to
seems to
imagine
think it
that.
could. He seems to think it could end his presidency.
Okay, all right. So this is real. This is sticking. The Epstein stuff has been the the biggest tool to disrupting the Trump administration. Trump's personally and the administration because of it. It sticks with all voters across the political spectrum. Democrats have been really smart to keep hammering it and to ride it through. Even though we didn't think it was that big of a deal, like on the left, we would rather talk about the things people need and policies we want. But this is a part of us becoming smarter at doing politics during the Trump years, right? We're not talking, we're not trying to talk about policy. We're not talking about a bunch of data. We're literally just saying like, okay, what do the people care about? We're going to ride that. And that's good. I think that's an evolution. And I hear that
Yeah,
some of the younger Dems in the Senate and the House are the ones that are carrying this. They're pushing this forward. Castro, I think,
yeah.
is one of them. Chris Murphy's another one. Chris Murphy may be the new, you
Garcia
know,
and these others, and I do
yeah,
think I actually do think there's an authentic care about it now. Like,
yeah,
initially,
sure,
like I've always been skeptical, especially given the type of people that cared about it. It was
hmm
maybe conspiracy theory, conspiracy mongering. But then as we got closer, and as this stuff has been revealed, it's very clear something damning in there is about Trump is in there, and also this is like 1,000 young girls that were
yeah,
victimized, right? And it's
yeah,
like if anyone in power had anything to do with that, they should go. And
yep,
I think there's like a
to
real
jail,
groundswell. They should
to
go
jail.
to they should get out of here. Yeah, they should get out of office and
hmm
go to prison. And if Trump knew about this conduct, as Epstein alleges, and didn't say anything to the FBI in real time and didn't bark, that seems pretty criminal to me.
Yeah,
Because that's that alone, but without any other things, that's just information we have. So yeah, I think Democrats are pushing this, and rightfully so, and also moving forward, we see the vote next week is because the discharge petition passed.
yeah.
We could see over 100 defections from the Republican Party.
Okay, so you think it's going to be even more now, huh?
That's what I
Interesting.
saw reported. Politico saying
Wow.
maybe over 100 Republicans, House Republicans, which
Okay,
could bring us
so
to a veto-proof majority.
this is interesting because that's both the Epstein emails, right? And also, this is what we were saying after the wins on Tuesday, the understanding that nobody is safe anymore. If people can win in an R plus 30 and flip it, then that means
Yes,
in statewide races in a red state like Georgia, and then surprise you in a bunch of other places, they can win everywhere, even in the redrawn districts. And so now it's kind of, I think the combination of those two things, the Tuesday election plus the Epstein emails, I can see how you get to 100, you get to massive, massive defection.
and you need 67 votes, which 67. I don't know you know about the
Yeah.
meme, 6 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell me about that. Okay,
no,
you say it
it's
again.
just
Six,
that's
seven. How many
six
votes?
seven six seven six seven six seven six
Six,
seven
six, seven, six, seven.
67.
Interesting.
6 7
Interesting.
is that Gen Z meme. You know the meme. Tell me you know the meme.
Is it 6 7?
6 7. You don't know about the
Six,
six
seven?
seven thing.
6 7 is the Gen Z meme?
You know about 6 7?
You know about 6 7?
Even South Park made a joke
You
about
know
six
about
seven.
6 7? Six
It's
seven?
it,
I'm
it's like
joking. I
it's.
just
Oh, you know
I just
about
want
6. Oh, you know.
to
Yeah, of course it's 6 7. No one knows
I
what it
just want
means, but
I just want to say it 12. I just want to say it 67 times just
oh
now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just trying
Because
to
then it'll
clip it.
conjure up.
Lole, clip this. Clip this.
67 votes. Isn't that hilarious?
That's crazy.
Veto proof majority in the Senate. It's 67 votes.
If
It's
we
the
get if
prophecy
they
foretold.
Yo, if they get 67 votes, okay, do you understand? Do you want to bring young people further into politics? Listen, Democrats, Republicans, bipartisanly. Okay, if you want to be more relevant, get exactly 67 votes.
Get 67 votes to
If you
veto
get
proof the Epstein
67
file
votes,
release.
all the teenagers and the young people out there on their tiki talkies and stuff, they are gonna be
Oh, well,
like,
you lost them at Tiki Taki.
I
You
did.
lost them at Tiki Taki, but it's okay. It's okay.
That's amazing. Okay, all right. So that's what we're looking for next week. With the votes next week.
Yeah, the House votes next week, and if it passes and Trump and doesn't have veto proof majority, Trump would have to be forced to veto the release of the Epstein files. And again, like you said, the combination of the elections with the Epstein file release and the margins, these Republicans don't want to put their names on having defended a
Yeah,
stamp on them that says I voted against holding pedophiles accountable.
that's right. That's right. We don't vote on much in Congress anymore, but when we do vote, it's to protect pedophiles. Okay,
Yeah.
so I honestly I think that like a vote to release these and everything, whatever. I think that ultimately Donald Trump himself will go to the FBI and burn all the files. You know what I mean? I think he'll. This will never. I don't think this will ever, unless some pieces are already out. Like unless there's some like renegade FBI agents that have copies of everything, or they've already released it to the Dems or something. I don't think we get to see these things. I think
You
the
think
dude will
so?
go on. I think he'll burn down the FBI building and the DOJ before we get to see any of these things. It'll be some like Putin type shit where they just like explode the file storage as a random fire and and it's
I
just
mean,
all
but
gone.
if that
It's all
happens, homeboy's
gone.
going to his approval ratings in the 20s. You
Yeah.
know,
Only the
like
20s. Okay.
no, wait, it's still no. There's still be 20% supporting. You kidding me?
People are like, yeah, burn it
No, that's
down.
the no. There's gonna be but
Okay. So
he's weak. He's a lame duck. He's cooked.
yeah, he's gonna. This is where he's gonna call in favors of Crooked Cash and get it done. If cash is available, not on a
Well,
plane on a
right
date.
before we hopped on, he apparently called for the DOJ to investigate this, to reopen the Epstein investigation. According to what I could
Wait,
see,
who did?
Trump asked DOJ to probe Epstein involvement with Clinton, J.P. Morgan Chase, Larry Summers, Reid Hoff. Basically, he wants to reopen the investigation, but only target other
On those
people.
people?
Yeah. So it's just,
Wow.
he
Wow.
is
Wow.
so
Wow.
desperate.
Wow. Reed Hoffman, Larry Summers.
He
Okay.
is flailing. He is
All right.
flailing. I've never seen him in this much of a panic, maybe ever.
All
This
right.
is like since Mueller days.
Right. Right.
He
Right.
Mueller. He was so afraid of Mueller for some reason.
He
Um,
was. He was. Yeah. We all thought Mueller was going to deliver something, and he never did. Right.
I
Yeah.
wish Mueller was Jack Smith, but that's a different topic.
That's a different topic.
Jack
Okay,
Smith's a
man.
G. But yeah, go ahead.
I will. I will see you. I'll see you next week. This has been pretty
Man,
eventful. Hopefully, it is just this Epstein vote and nothing else crazy that comes around between this video and the next one. But this is America, man. This is where we are.
maybe Cash Patel will have resigned by then. We didn't get to that story,
Maybe,
but
yeah,
maybe
maybe Crooked
maybe
Cash
he'll
will have resigned.
maybe he'll be fired by next time. We'll see.
Maybe he'll just take a jet to another country and not come back.
I
That's
hope
kind of a
so.
smart move. Actually, he should do that. He should take a copy of the Epstein files, a bunch of gold, and the jet and his girlfriend and go and stay in a different country.
The corruption just blows my mind. He's taken like 12 personal trips this year.
12?
12 in the jet. He's been flying
12
around. He's been flying to
trips?
Florida. He's been flying to a ranch. He's been flying around. He is just
What?
he's just incompetent. And he's a fool. And he tipped off terrorists. You saw that story? You
No,
saw that
what?
story, right? No. All right. Okay. I know we're extending this long, but
Wait, I need to
I
hear
have to
this.
get the details for you. Um, Basically, there was an investigation where there was a terror plot, and Kash Patel announced that there was basically. Let me get the exact details for you, but basically he announced that there was going to be arrests of these two terrorists, and there was no charges that had been filed, and law enforcement didn't have them in custody. So he basically tipped them off, and then
And
they
they
tried to
what?
flee. They tried to flee the country. They caught them, but they advanced their plans to flee the country. But they got them.
I'm
But
picturing like an action movie, like a 90s action movie where like they're like a cop action movie, a FBI
yeah,
one
yeah.
or whatever, and where they're like about to like raid the building, and then Cash Patel's on TV like, yeah, we are right now. We're about to go get these guys.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna,
yeah. And they're
we
just
are. I'm just here and they're looking at TV and they're like, us? What?
no, exactly. Yeah,
No, man,
yeah.
we gotta go. We gotta
Oh yeah,
go.
or it's like a comedy movie, and it's like kind of filmed like Harold and Kumar, and it's like just two terrorist bros that are just hanging out watching like they're just watching a movie at night, and then they see a
Yeah.
Kash Patel press conference
Yeah.
naming that they've been arrested, and they're like, oh wait, like that's actually us, and then they try to flee. Then the whole plot is them trying to flee the country.
They gotta go.
And they
They
got to
gotta
go, but there
go.
was no charges filed. That's basically what ended up happening.
Oh my God, man. This is great. This is great. This is America. All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know, man. It's so much I can't even keep
at
up with
least
it.
it's
Like I'm just trying
entertaining.
to.
At least it's
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah.
All right, man. See you next
Okay.
week.
See you, man.